Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Today with Ray. I'm your host, Ray Matee, and this is the show that highlights everyday entrepreneurs. This week we're here with Nichole and Grace from Hawthorne Oak and Candle Book. Candles. I told them, I said, I like the other way because it just sounds like Facebook. They're going to start the third business because I said that, right? If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like button, and notification bell so you'll be the first one to know when this episode comes out. I'm so excited to talk to them. You guys don't even know, but we did a whole pre-interview, right? We are rocking and rolling. We are so excited. Ladies, thank you so much for being on the show. As you see, they have their display, and I'm just so excited to get into it. Okay, so the first question I always open up the interview with is, tell us a little bit about yourselves and how it is that you got into entrepreneurship.
I can go first. Sure. So I'm a Wilmington transplant. So I'm from upstate New York originally, came down here for school.
Literally stop coming here.
We met because she hired me at Port City, Java.
Okay.
And so going from that to I ended up accidentally following her to another job in a metaphysical shop, completely unbeknownst to me.
Right.
And then once the pandemic hit, when we had all the COVID money, it became, hey, I think this is something that we can do.
Right.
And we can probably run with this. And so we did.
That's how we met. And I have always had big gardens at my house. I interned for a little bit at a farm with Elizabeth, Lizzie Lou's family farm. She started growing flowers. I kind of learned how to grow flowers with her. And then in my backyard, I just grow for fun, right? So flowers, herbs, all the things. And I was drying everything, filling up my house. My husband was at his wit's end. He was like, I cannot with all of these plants. Do something with them or get rid of them. And I was like, well, I can't get rid of them. So we're like, what can we do? How can we kind of create a business for ourselves? Like she said, we're at home for 3 months, whatever it was with COVID. What can we do? How can we generate some income for ourselves and try to separate ourselves from working for someone? And this is what we landed on. We're like, this is intentional. This is a craft we can do. We can utilize my herbs and flowers that I have, incorporates crystals, which we're obsessed with. So we get to do the things that we really like. We get to garden. We get to play with crystals and create something new while trying to build something for ourselves in the future too.
Yes.
So that's how we got started.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love the silver lining or the beauty in all of the chaos that COVID was. I love the trickling effect of all of these different people that are like, you know what, we got this time. Instead of being a couch potato, let me find something to still do. And I know as like creatives, it's really like I have so many different ideas. I have to do something. Tell us how like it got like the candle. So you started the business. You looked at each other and said, "Hey, we're gonna do this." And what kind of led you? Aside, I know you said everything, but what made you say, "Okay, let's land on candles"? Did you start something else? Did you say, "Let's dry them out and let's sell that as pretty stuff"? Like, how is it that you guys came to the decision to say, okay, candles is
so candles, because we were in the metaphysical world, right? We were working at this shop. Both of us grew a lot spiritually, and we have our own metaphysical practices. And candles are utilized a lot in those practices across the world, right? Like no matter, if you're a witch or a pagan or any other type of spiritual practicing thing, everyone uses a candle, whether it's for spell work or intention setting, or honestly just to have in your house because it's nice. So you kind of hit all aspects of people that use candles. And so to combine those things to that metaphysical thing, we wanted to link to our spirituality and our own practices. And to provide, like, it's a pretty product for people too, right? They can be altar pieces. They can be used. Some people just like leave them sitting out because they're nice. So that's how we landed on candles.
Okay. Yeah. I love that. And even down to when you say that, I've been to a lot of different metaphysical fairs. My dad's a shaman himself.
Awesome.
So like, And they're everywhere. They really are everywhere.
Yeah.
But I love the intentionality that we'll talk about later that you put in your pieces, and the fact that everything's kind of connected back to your source of your backyard with the flowers and herbs and stuff like that. I think that's beautiful. When it comes down to flowers, this is kind of like off, but it's still
Sure.
do you have like a favorite when it comes to scent or just like growing? Like, what's a good flower for a beginner that just wants to start out? Like,
So as far as like growing flowers in a backyard, stuff that's super, super easy are zinnias.
okay,
I mean, that's a classic. You can throw the seeds out and they just grow. There's nothing you have to do for them. Zinnias, super easy. If you want something a little bit more complex, you can do dahlias. They're not too hard, but they're kind of, a step up. They're big, beautiful flowers. They grow from tubers. They're really nice. That's actually what's on this NYX candle here.
okay,
Those big purple petals, those are dahlia petals. And then the herbs are really easy.
Yeah.
Right? Lavender, rosemary, oregano, and those do flower, right?
Really?
So you're not.
Your yarrow was.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, yarrow is so easy too, and yarrow is a perennial here.
okay.
So you plant it once, and it's going to come back year after year. And the butterflies and bees love it because yarrow has a big, like, landing pad is what they call it for bees and butterflies, right? Where they can sit on it. And we use that in a lot of our candles. It dries really well. And those are all very witchy herbs too.
Okay.
So almost all plants in general have some sort of witchy aspect or spiritual property,
innate energy, an innate association, and so you're able to. And even when you look at like cooking herbs also have witchy connotation to them as well. And so being able to like look at all aspects of like, well, I like my Italian seasoning. I wonder what it means.
Yeah, like all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So funny thing, pumpkin pie spice, right? All the herbs in that are used for banishing negative energy and that kind of thing. And so it's funny when people hate on pumpkin spice lattes. It's like, what are you hating on? Is it you? Are you the problem? So yeah, I mean, all those things kind of come together, and all those are really easy to grow in your garden too. So
Interesting. Love that I'm learning. And I asked that because like I have a chaos garden with just flowers everywhere.
yeah, love that.
Yeah, and I have this really big huckster. I think that's what it's called. It's this really beautiful purple plant. It's done really well. It smells amazing. And then my other question when it comes to flowers, I know azaleas are like native to.
Yeah.
Do you guys do anything with azaleas as it's?
We have not.
Okay.
I tried to press some one time, but they're really thin.
Okay.
And so once I pressed
Tissue
them,
papery.
yeah, they were like tissue paper and really thin. So like, I didn't.
It didn't work. So it's all right. They have their like week.
Yeah,
Literally.
definitely.
Literally.
I had a whole week. Just with them.
That's about it. Okay.
Yeah.
I know I joked that we did like an off-camera interview and everything, but some of the topics I do want to talk about on camera, one of them being the debunking of entrepreneurship. There's a lot of people who take the leap, go all in, and that's fabulous. I think it's very admirable. I've talked to plenty of people where they're like, I made it my only choice.
Yeah.
So that I know that it has to work. But there's a whole different other side where they're like, I'm going to be realistic with myself. I'm still going to keep my job.
Yeah.
Because rent is astronomical right now. And there's beauty and realism in that also. So that's one of the things I want to talk about because that's what we brought up of how like I think again with my show was debunking and deglamorizing entrepreneurship as a whole. But talk to us in your journey of how like you're still keeping your 9 to 5 and on top of that still being a creative, still being an entrepreneur, and finding the balance. Not that there really is.
Yeah. No.
For you guys, like what does that look like in your own personal journey of working and still producing?
I think the biggest thing for me is just being able to step back and be like, no, like I actually need this day.
Right.
And like feeling comfortable with I don't actually have to be running myself into the ground just in the sake of putting things out. And so allowing myself that space to be able to say, like, I actually think that I might pass out if I do anything else. Please let me go.
She's way better at that than I am. I am trying to be better at that, but it's hard for me to turn my brain off. So I'm still working on finding that balance. Because we do have to have our 9 to 5s. We don't have parents with money, right? It is just us and our partners, and that's what we got. So any money when we started was money that we put into the business, right? Whatever little bit we had left over from our paychecks, right?
Anything, like,
literally anything that we had, and just being realistic with, this is what we have to put into it, and we're just going to do what we can until maybe we can turn a profit, right? It took us 2 years,
I think so.
and I don't recommend this, but to get an accountant, right?
Okay.
So we spent about 2 years really doing the thing, right? Going all in, we're spending all of our money on it. And then we realized, okay, this is working, right? This is taking off. We've got a foothold. So we need to kind of drill down, right? We started tracking our expenses. We started, okay, how much money is going out? How much money is coming in? And I find that seems to be the biggest mistake that people make when starting a business. And if we could do it all over again, would do that from the very beginning, right?
Our very first year after we would do a market, we would be like, okay, is there anything that we need to purchase? Cool. We would purchase that, and then we split the money.
And then we would just spend it, right? We were just like,
oh, free money. Like, look what we did. Like, I have an extra $200 now.
Right.
Totally. We wasted a ton of money doing that. Because we didn't take it, I don't think we quite took it seriously as a business yet. Because, again, still doing our 9 to 5s, right? And this was just an extra fun thing that we got to do. And then after a little bit, we're like, all right, now it's either we take this seriously or we just
stop spending the money.
So got an accountant, tracking our expenses. And in doing that, we've been able to make ourselves even more money because we can see where we're bleeding money, right? And where we're making money. Last year, and if this is uncomfortable at all, I apologize. We're really open with money. So we want people to understand like how much money goes into things and how much money we make, right? So I think in the first year that we started, profit, we had made $8,000, but we spent it all. We wasted it, right?
Gotcha.
And that when people start businesses, especially with their own money, right? You don't have anyone supporting you or backing you. Track it all because we lost all that to taxes. And we probably put quadruple that into the business, but we didn't even get to write it off or nothing because we just spent all our money. Right? So
ran with it.
So the last 2 years, we really got our stuff straight. We were like tracking everything.
I spent like 4 hours making a very in-depth spreadsheet. So there you can track everything with charts and everything.
QuickBooks sucks. Don't sign. QuickBooks is the absolute worst. So don't sign up for QuickBooks. Anyway,
when you can just do it yourself on all sheets.
Same. I have my
Google Sheets
just running.
And that's not glamorous, right? That sucks. That's like several hours. Quarterly taxes. We didn't know that was a thing. And there's no one out there telling people about this. You start a business and you're like, cool, I'm gonna make this product, I'm gonna sell it, and then you're 6 months later. And
you all of your house stuff, like
oh, did you pay quarterly taxes? What's that?
Right.
Now you can't write off your taxes. So
you either realize it yourself or
your accountant puts you in your place.
Right.
And they're just like, this is illegal. Please stop.
Right. So actually your original question, I don't have a balance because I'm working on it.
Right.
But that's part of the scaling back in markets. Focusing on our stores a little bit. Let's enjoy our summer a little bit, right? and kind of try not to be go, 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 go all the time. But it's hard.
It is hard.
Yeah.
She dragged me to the beach for the first time since 2018
Wow.
because it got to the point of where like I couldn't deal with, oh, I want to go and do this.
Yeah.
And like a big part of it is like my own issues. Like we're no, like, why can't I think of the word now that I'm trying to say? I don't know. Like we're no, it's gone. It's not in my brain. That's fine. It happens a lot.
Train of thought is gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Life with ADHD.
Like we both have a lot of experience with mental illness and dealing with that side of things.
Right.
And that also plays a big aspect in how we operate in our businesses.
Right.
And so getting to the point where we can sit back and be like, no, like, it's okay.
That's huge for us. That's
This
huge
is
for us.
fine.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's so important, especially with anyone, anywhere. It's okay. Just like it's okay that the boss man, y'all know, he's telling me I got to take a commercial break, and it's okay. He says, P.S., I'm not being bossy right now. That's him being like nice bossy. So it's okay. But we have to take a commercial break. So we'll see you guys on the other side.
At Cape Fear Community College's Small Business Center, our mission is clear: to boost the number and success rate of viable small businesses in New Hanover and Pender County. We offer high quality, readily accessible assistance to prospective and existing small business owners, leading to job creation and retention. As a community-based provider, we offer education, training, counseling, referral, and information services, all at no charge. Remember, the business starts with an idea. The success begins with a plan. We're here to help you with that plan. To get started, visit our website at cfcc.edu/SBC or give us a call at 910-362-7469. Let's get started.
Discover the innovations shaping the future of our oceans. Join us on September 17th at the UNCW's Burney Center. Engage with leading experts like Mark Huang from Sea Ahead and Susan Casey, author of Voices in the Ocean. Participate in dynamic panel discussions on building a North Carolina Blue Hub, empowering communities, startup innovations in sustainability, and funding ocean innovations. Early registration ends August 1st, so register now to secure your seat. Be part of the change. See you there.
Welcome back, guys. Grace meant to say she was no stranger. We finally figured out during the break, no stranger to this.
As soon as the camera stopped,
yeah,
it was like
literally
came back in my head.
We went to the commercial break and she was like, stranger. And I was just like, danger? She's like, no, we're no stranger. I was like, we're here. We got it now. So in this segment, we're going to talk about all the fun things about their candles. I'm super excited. When they first came in, I smelled each one of them. And by golly, I was just intoxicated with how they smell. So, ladies, the floor is yours to tell us about this line specifically and all the love and time.
Lots of time.
That goes into putting in a product like this. And the storyline, I'm just so excited. Okay.
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
So this is our deity line.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was something we dreamed about doing when we first started, but we wanted it to be really nice. So it kind of took a little bit. We picked out our graphic design artist, the person that actually did our logo and branding and all that. She does all of the labels for us.
Beautiful.
And that alone takes a good bit of time because
we put together Pinterest boards, give her vibes.
We sit down and talk about it. And then we also do deities that we have a connection with, right? So either goddesses or gods that we've worked with in the past or have some sort of connection to. So we've turned down some commissions in the past because someone will be like, oh, will you make a so-and-so candle? I'm like,
I don't
no,
feel that.
that's not a god I feel any pull towards.
You're good.
I'm just eating the mic over here. We don't feel any pull towards that deity, whatever it is. And, you know, I think staying with that approach has helped us stay true to ourselves as well, as opposed to like, we'll do any commission someone sends our way. I think that helps us stay true to this. So we started with that idea of just wanting to do goddesses and deities. Picked out our very first ones, Hecate and Persephone. Still our two most popular.
Well, we did do Aphrodite's spell before.
It was a little
did
one.
Aphrodite.
Okay.
That's
We
fair.
had Persephone's kiss before we officially had Persephone.
Gotcha.
So we had little test runs.
Yeah.
But
they all
That's
did well.
important.
They did.
So it was like,
that's
cool.
important.
let's really expand on it and make them big and beautiful and have high quality labels, right? We use a soy and coconut wax, so it's a little bit higher end of a wax, burns a little bit longer. We use high quality oils that are clean and don't have any of that yucky stuff in it that gives people headaches and things. And then of course,
we straight up wouldn't be able to have our jobs if we didn't use good quality oils, because we're both so prone to migraines from scents that it would take us out immediately.
Wow.
Yeah, that's something we do spend a little bit more time than probably most, because we're really sensitive. So we have to pre-burn and be around the smells for a little while to make sure, like, hey, this doesn't give me a migraine, right? And
making
we
sure
have
it's
pets
safe
and
for our
things like
pets,
that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think about that aspect of, like, not being able to have certain things in there because of your pets.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, so we do a lot of testing, a lot of research. And yeah, this is like the most special thing we do, I feel like. Yeah.
It's definitely our baby.
I love it.
Yeah.
So we have 4 candles here out of the line. Walk us through what's in each of them and what makes them special for the connection of each deity that you chose for it.
So I'll start it off with Nyx.
Okay.
Nyx is probably one of my favorites. I'm obsessed with the smell that we got for it, because it has that sort of like just innate witchy shop vibe, because you get that lavender, you get that smoky incense type vibe, and it like really puts you in that sort of like inside space, and that's like the best way for me to describe it. But then she's also topped with lepidolite, which is a great one for working through anxiety and depression and all those sorts of feelings. It's got some labradorite, which is great for your crown chakra and sort of your intuition. She's also got some smoky quartz, which is protective and very clearing. It's one of my favorites. Crystals just as a whole. Normally I have a giant one that I wear, but I opted not to today. And then she's got the dahlia, as well as a couple other herbs that are escaping my brain at the moment.
We got the gist.
Yes.
But she's the primordial of darkness.
Okay.
She's sort of a, can I swear?
Sure.
Okay.
It's gonna be honked out anyway.
Yeah.
So. Totally fine. She's a take no shit bitch.
Yeah.
And so she's the only primordial that Zeus is supposed to be afraid of.
Oh.
Because she can she can end him.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like she's just so much innate dark feminine power.
Yeah.
And that is such a fun energy to work with. At least for me.
Right.
I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's one of my favorites.
Love that.
Yeah, we love working with that dark femme energy. And I think that is part of also what sets our brand a little bit apart, especially starting with Persephone and Hecate. Those are very dark femme goddesses, right? They both live in the underworld. Persephone comes up, right? 6 months out of the year. She's spring.
She's still the queen of hell.
So like we love the aspect of duality and the goddesses that we work with and the candles that we make. So with Freya, that's one that I really, really love as well, because she is goddess of war and love, right? So we love a duality goddess. And I think that helps, and it's helped me a lot, come to terms with the fact that women are also strong.
We are.
Yeah. Yes. Just because we're in a feminine body does not make us weaker than other folks, right? And that was something I struggled with a lot growing up, thinking I had to lose some of those feminine qualities to be perceived as strong or as someone that commands attention or as a leader, right? That, I can't like pink, right? I can't do my hair really nice, or
I can't like Taylor Swift. I can't do this.
I
can't do that.
That, right? We are strong in our own way. So I really gravitate towards this type of goddess, right? Because we can be badass and we can also be really feminine. So that's the mix of crystals that we have on that candle too. We've got blue calcite, rose quartz, moonstone, all have very calming energies, but are also pretty hard hitters too when it comes to stones. Like moonstone is helps
divine
with that
feminine
divine
crystal,
feminine
yeah.
energy, but it like also doesn't let you mess around.
Yeah.
Like when you're working with it, it's like, no, we're gonna deal with this stuff.
Yeah.
We're not just gonna gloss over things.
That's right.
And then we've also got jasmine and feverfew.
Yeah.
Again, big heart healers, right?
Yeah.
Where we think about most people that are going to be gravitated towards this candle are going to be people that need that healing too. We need to soften the heart a little bit and kind of learn these truths that maybe were not what we learned growing up.
Yeah.
So that one's really special to me too.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one, I'll let you talk about Hades.
Okay.
Because we love a Hades candle.
Oh, so great.
I'll go over Achilles real quick,
Yeah,
and then we
that's
can
fine.
swap to
Okay.
Hades. So Achilles is not a deity, right? He's a demigod,
Right.
So he's half god, half human.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know much about him till I read Song of Achilles, not gonna lie.
Okay.
Amazing book, read it if you want to rip your heart out. And his lover was Patroclus,
Okay.
and they grew up together, grew together, and it is just an amazing, amazing love story. And that is where we got this, and this is actually going to be our pride candle for the month. And anytime we do a pride candle, we donate $10 per candle to Sand Hills Pride.
Love that.
So that is an organization where my brother lives in like Pinehurst, Southern Pines area. That's how we landed on that organization.
Okay.
And we always donate money. I think last year was $800 that we
Beautiful.
donated. And it's only grown since then.
Yeah.
So that is going to be our candle for that. And we're super excited. It hasn't even launched yet.
Okay.
So
first peek.
first peek of the candle. So yeah.
And with Hades, we wanted to try and create something that was an ode to the type of deity that he is. Because a lot of people can be scared to work with him because he is almost that sort of like quintessential masculine energy, but definitely on the darker side.
Right.
And so dealing with the things that are left in the shadow, working through death, working through grief, dealing with those emotions, and putting that together into a candle can be a really hard experience sometimes. Because he's a very strong energy, and he will not show up any way other than the way that he wants to, which is why he's green.
Oh my gosh.
We've tried so many different micas because we put micas in all of the candles so they glitter and glow while they're burning. We've tried blue mica. Nope. So we were just like, okay, we'll make him black.
We tried gray,
We
black.
tried gray, black, all of them. He turns out green every single time.
Green.
Every
And so
single
the
time.
label is blue,
Yeah.
right? So we wanted it to be in that like cool tone.
Yeah.
Maybe a gray, ideally the blue.
Mhm.
No, it has turned green every single time.
Yes. No matter what we use.
You
So.
know,
Yeah.
green's just such a powerful color. Like,
Yeah.
But so he really helps you connect with and work through that energy of standing fully in your power in whatever sense that means
right.
in all aspects.
Yeah.
And we
So.
love Hades. We love Hades
Yeah.
and Persephone together.
Yes.
We love the masculine energy that he has, the feminine energy that she has, and we're just obsessed with their love story. I know a lot of people think he kidnapped her, whatever. Like, Persephone is like one of the strongest goddess. She's a fertility goddess,
Yeah.
right? She has crazy powers. I can't imagine for 1 second that she would have let herself be taken anywhere that she didn't want to be.
Right.
So that's all I'm going to say on that.
So, as far as connecting their love story, if you burn them together, what type of aroma can we expect?
We haven't done that.
Nice.
But
We do have another special thing that's a new product.
Okay.
We made a lover's candle.
Okay.
And so it's got Hades and Persephone on it together.
Okay.
And the top, we combined different elements from both of their candles to come together with a cohesive union design.
Got it.
And it is so good.
Oh, it's so good.
I love it.
Yeah.
We combined kind of the scent profile a little bit, so it's musky.
It's got jasmine, moonflower.
Yeah, it
that
smells like
sort
an
of vibe.
expensive perfume.
Okay.
Like
I'm
that.
here
It
for it.
is really nice. Yeah. So we combined them together.
Yes.
Okay, so we were, you know,
In the right
parallel
vein.
to each
Yeah,
other. Okay,
yeah.
I'm here for it.
Definitely.
And I'm super excited because you guys have another business that kind of still correlates with your candles.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
So we had the opportunity at the end of last year to purchase booked candles
Yeah.
from the previous owner.
Okay.
She's moving back to Europe, and she didn't want to try and continue it over there. And so we just decided that we were going to take the time to take the jump into that.
Love that.
We both are such huge readers.
Yeah.
And we love fantasy reads. And like the romanticy side of things.
Yeah.
And so we've been trying to figure out for a while how we can like marry the two.
Nice.
Like, how do we make a Reese candle? Or how
we're
do
ACOTAR
we,
girlies.
Yes.
Okay.
How do we do this?
But it doesn't
and put
match.
it together.
Right.
It doesn't go with our brand. So.
And so now that we have booked candles, we're able to start like playing a little bit more in that. We went and we did like a full Fourth Wing and Iron Flame lineup. We've got a bunch of stuff from a few other authors that we really like.
Okay.
And we've just been playing around and having a lot of fun. And that one is like a purely just run with it, chaotic, fun energy.
I love that.
And so it's just purely creative. Like if
Yeah.
there's an oil that we get that we smell and we're just like, I don't know what to use this for, it can become a booked candle.
Yeah, because there's so much research that goes into this, right?
Right.
Sometimes the creative process gets a little bogged down.
Yeah.
I mean, we still work through it and it is still fun, but there's something to be said to have another brand where we can just, like, who cares? It smells good.
Yeah.
Right.
And it reminds me of this book, and that's
Yeah.
it,
And
right?
that's it.
Like, we make the label, it's fun, and there's no other layers to it. There's
Right.
no other intentionality. It's like, this is a cool smell. I really like this book. Here's a
Boom.
candle,
Yeah.
right? And that's it. So
Super
it's a whole
cool.
nother, we get to flex a whole nother side of our
Yeah.
brain,
Yeah.
which is fun.
And after we bought that, we had Lauren do a rebrand on that one too. Lauren from Nouveau Creatives. We
Yeah.
love her
Just a little
so
drop
much.
there.
Shout
She's the
out.
best.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Book her. No regrets.
Nice.
Yeah. She's super cool. We got to go to DC with booked
Yeah.
candles
Okay.
too. So ApolyCon is a big romance book convention in DC that happens every year. So we were a vendor there in April, met a lot of cool
So
people
much
and
fun.
Yeah.
vendors.
Yeah.
It was a really good experience and nice to have for that brand too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we enjoyed that a lot for sure.
Super fun. Again, I wish you could just like come through the camera and like smell it. But you can find them in local stores, which will be in the description. You can find them at markets. I have one more question for you guys. And that is, if you could give any type of advice to someone that's looking to be an entrepreneur, what would it be?
You go first.
I was going to tell you to go first.
Okay, fine.
Fine.
All right. Don't compare yourself to others.
Oh, I love
Right.
that.
Don't compare yourself to others because everyone's in a different part of their life,
Right.
different financial stance, like we talked about in the beginning of the
Yeah.
podcast. You know, someone may have a backer, someone may not have a backer,
Yeah.
and it's okay to take it slow.
Yeah.
I think that's really important to think
Mhm.
about. You don't have to go all in. Again, like we talked about in the beginning of the
Yeah.
podcast, it's not all or nothing. Like, that is not true. It can be a little bit here and there as you build it. And then I think that the other thing is avoiding perfectionism.
Yeah.
And that's
Oof.
something that we've struggled with a lot, right?
Yeah.
It's like sometimes, well, maybe we don't post this because it's not perfect
Right.
or I can't get it exactly how I want it, but we can always tweak it later, right?
That's right.
Just get it out there.
Yeah.
That's right.
And you can kind of, if you scroll back on our Instagram, you can see how it's evolved, right? We
Yeah.
just started. We had these
Mm-hmm.
dinky little labels. Some of them had no labels,
Yeah.
right? And we
Yeah.
just
They're in
evolved
mason
and
jars,
changed.
which is a fun vibe, but like not the vibe
Not
we
the
wanted
vibe,
to
but
continue.
Yeah, it's like, you can't let it not being exactly how you want it to be in the beginning stop you from starting.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because then you'll never start.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And that's worse, right?
Absolutely.
For the world to never see your art,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
That's sad.
Yeah,
It's really sad.
exactly. No matter what level it's at, the world and everyone else deserves to see your art.
That's so
Right.
true.
So
Beautiful.
My little add-in: allow yourself space. for whatever that means.
Yes.
Whether it's space to rest, space to create, like doing a little bit of something is better than doing nothing.
That's right.
And so you're allowed to take up space.
Yeah.
You're allowed to take space, and just, it's okay to be yourself and authentically who you are, whether or not it seems like the algorithms appreciate it.
Right.
Because it is so much better and so much more important for you to be yourself and run with it.
That's right. That's right. You dropped the bomb in the first half with it's okay. And then you drop the bomb in the later half, like to authentically be yourself. And I think that's beautiful, especially in the entrepreneurial space. We didn't even get to touch on the social media space, but to authentically be yourself beats it all, right? And it's okay. And thank you, ladies, for being on the show.
Thank you
this
so
was
much
so
for
much
having
fun.
us.
We appreciate it.
Make sure, again, all of their links are going to be in the description below. Thanks to Elevate. Thanks to Boss Man himself. Thanks to our sponsors. And again, thank you for watching this episode. I'm Rayma T. Till next time, go support a local business. Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, it's me, Rayma T, and I hope at the end of this episode you felt super inspired to shop within your local community. But make sure to tune in next week where I'll have another entrepreneur to talk about their journey here only on YouTube.